Okay, cool. Thank you. Sorry guys, I can't hear you.
DK, can you hear me?
He's gonna go get the cord.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. I'm on.
So is this live or just being recorded?
Thank you.
I want to make sure before we start talking about anything. Hey Jessica, so with this,
Yeah, I made a little like
this
tray
hangout,
thing.
Jessica, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like we're not even there.
The vibes? Can you hear me, Corbin? The vibes?
Restricted, like
Yeah, that's what I said. High vibes?
The vibes?
Okay, you guys can hear me now?
Yeah, I just don't think, I think Jessica's tablet's messing up or something.
Oh,
So yeah, it, like, in here, it
Hangout actually live or is it?
says it's
Because
live.
you want to talk about a bunch of CIT.
we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, and I don't want that to be on the live stream.
Thanks.
You go get the rooms.
Where's my one here? Oh, here.
Vibes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Corbin. You're kind of low, but I can hear you.
With my mic closer to my mouth.
Can you hear me, brother Corbin?
Yeah,
Hello.
it's a little quiet, but it's fine.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Is it better?
Vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's better now.
One thing is Hangouts live, like people can actually watch it, or is it just being recorded?
I believe like through the whole. Well, it says whenever I started it up, it asked if like I wanted it to be public or unlisted or private, and I put unlisted. So.
You need
okay.
a link to watch it then. If it's unlisted.
All right, then that's fine, man.
So should I just like?
I mean, no one can watch it unless someone in here sends the link out to someone.
I believe that's like my understanding.
Vibes.
Yeah, if you want, I could also like record it from my PC on.
Vibes
If
time.
you say it's unlisted,
Vibes. Almost have everybody.
Yeah, just kind of waiting.
So how's everybody been doing?
Man, they're doing good. I'm tired. I did like a 12-hour drive, 6 hours there. I drove there and then Judy drove back. But it was cool. I drank coffee for the first time in like a long time.
How was it?
I was like, man, I only needed a little bit. I didn't even drink the whole thing.
Have you ever tried boba tea?
Who was talking to me about that yesterday? Oh, I was talking to Lee and Austin about it.
Yeah,
One second.
it's like really good. Nice.
Yeah, I remember when I had like a Coke for a very long time. I was like so energized. It's like, oh my god, what's going on?
Feel like really easy. Like, the vibes, please.
Oh, brother. High vibes. High
Vibes.
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 Have vibes.
Good to see him. Good to see everybody. You know, joining the call. Just think like one day we can just meet up in like an official RTM house or like a center that we have, basically like a
Have your
CIT.
Dragon Blood,
That'd be cool.
Brandon.
What's that, brother?
No, I said I have your Dragon Blood burning or breath. My bad. Dragon's breath burning right now. You have
Oh well.
I'm gonna make Dragon's blood so.
You said some dragon's breath, so?
Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna make Dragon's Breath soap?
Oh, that sounds awesome.
yes. I have the colors.
Oh, no.
Oh man. I'll definitely buy one when I get home. Yes.
The vibes. Got it.
I'll probably light one of my incense and Dragon's Breath and like, wash myself inside. Yeah, how's that activity going on for everybody?
Man, today I went to Walmart. It was like, it was insane. It's like I feel like it's been like really intense the past few days, like back to back. And like today, we were sitting here. We just gotten home and we were doing some dabs, and there was like this car or something. Like I don't even want to say it was a car because I feel like it was coming from like, I don't know, this area. And but it was like very like low vibing, you know. And so we started practicing our shields, and I noticed that like the more we charged up our shields, like it would dim out and go away. It's trippy.
Yeah, they can, you know, randomly do it. Sometimes they try to like just pop out, but that's when you don't have the expectations and like basically like they're just they're just there, you know. Like one thing that we gotta eventually do is with like just way to transmute the situation, like learn how to control the squares basically, you know. They try to put you they're trying to force you into a square. So, like they're trying to when they're trying to do stuff like that, basically like you're on the white square, you're on the black square, they're trying to take your piece, you know. They're trying to, mess up what you got going. So like it's like having your shields, like your positive, your shield basically. You got your different groups, your vicious, and other different things of yourself. And, like you gotta know how to move all the pieces, control the board, and then at some point get off the board. Get in that 60.
That thing just did. Let's have vibing.
That's funny for sure.
It gets deeper though.
Yeah. That is cool.
So how's everything been going with you, Corbin?
It's pretty interesting. Like I'm really trying to get my regular stuff going, and like after my vacation in Sweden I was really grounded, and I still am kind of grounded because I feel like more the technology side of things, but also like I got hooked immediately back to my PC and how I'm working there and stuff. So it's really trying to balance the work and the like nature aspects out and stuff. But it was really cool though. Sweden's beautiful.
Yeah, was that, like, yeah, they try to pull you into that job, and they really do, they try to tie you down into that stuff.
Oh, you're very quiet. Can barely understand you.
Yeah. Are you sure? Oh no.
Oh, that's better, I guess. I don't know, is this just for me or is it for the other ones as well?
Can you hear me now?
No, it's kind of like, yeah, I can hear you better now. It was like kind of like muffled.
I can't hear TK right now.
Well, I guess we want here eventually, but basically, you know, I forget what I was saying. How about you, brother Steven?
I'm doing all right. Been going through a lot of tests past few days, like past few weeks, really. Just like a lot of people around me just been getting pretty activated. So I just been having a lot of transmuting going on.
I hear you on that. We've been having like people activate on us, like Junior's dad. Like last night, he was drunk, so that didn't like help. And then this morning, he was like acting completely different. Like so nice.
Yeah.
I can't hear TK. Are you saying something or is it just noise?
Oh no, I wasn't saying anything.
Do we just want to go over the code of conduct now, or?
No, we're getting this 5 minutes right now, you know.
Yeah, like we put it in there for like us to vibe it up for a little while, but then we'll start getting on this other stuff. You know, just get the vibes going.
All right. Vibes to that.
It's so awesome to see us all in here.
I know, it's like,
Yeah.
For the max now to join in.
yeah. Okay. Steven. Yeah.
I can hear you.
No, I was just gonna tell Steven he had a high vibe in the
What was that?
Oh,
Barely.
the video was high vibes. Like
Oh,
the video I just
gratitude.
did was the same time. Like same time at 8:27.
Other people joining you. You guys hear me?
I
Yeah,
can't really hear you.
it's like kind of like muffled.
Muffling.
Yeah.
Muffling.
Yeah, our energy is really high, you know, like,
Yeah.
been like really putting the Trinity motion, you know, like, plus we've been fasting too, like, 2 days now, but you can hear that, like, turn up the vibe, like,
Hey, did you guys get that package?
Matt,
Max, what's up?
hey, how about you?
Is there a Google Hangout link I can get?
you guys hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said that you're in here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you guys hear me?
might as well.
Okay.
The only bread is missing, right?
I'll make sure.
All right, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my phone cut off.
A vibe.
You guys
I'm gonna hop
Not
on
really.
the computer.
Can't you guys, like Brandon and TK, use the same device?
Yeah,
Or
I'll say
Hangout?
maybe we can just speak off the same phone there.
And maybe
Like,
leave it
some burning
away from
people.
your bed or something.
That's funny.
All right, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Question: is there a way I can get a link on Facebook or Google so I can get off my phone?
Yeah, I got you.
Sure.
Thank
You could
you.
also use like Threema Web.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't have that.
I love Threema Web because when I'm at work, I can just like be on chats located.
Oh, is it just like a browser?
Minimum.
I still can't figure
Yeah,
that
it's in your
out.
browser.
I have no idea.
You need like to activate it on your chat and on your phone.
Oh, my phone doesn't have a lot of space, which is why I don't.
No, you only need to activate it in your chat, like in your settings on Threema. You activate Threema Web, and then you can access it via the browser.
It's like a button. Yeah, you just basically click Threema Web and then you have to scan this barcode.
How do you
Right.
find it?
Can you see this?
I gotta do that after this. That'd be very
You
useful.
see this Threema Web thing there?
Shoot, I thought I had to download like another app or something.
No.
No.
I'm gonna get some water so I don't gotta get some later.
Yeah, like wait to, you know.
They're sitting right there.
I think we'll have the whole every house eventually at some point. You know, we'll be like, hey, you know, what's up, everybody?
Yep.
What's up? No hangouts needed. So does anyone know if Brother Brett is coming?
What's that, Brother Brett? I think
Yeah.
he should be able to make it because he said he had a job interview. I think he should be back. You know,
I'll message
right
him.
now.
I'll message.
Get that Brett had an interview. Can you all hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah. I already opened it. I messaged him and he opened it.
Just, I think it was today I saw a video about like synchronicity walks. Do you know? Have you seen this before?
I've never heard of that.
Like it's funny. It was like a group of people, and there was one. What?
Yes.
Oh, you're very quiet as well for me.
Awesome. Thank you.
So basically, there was a guy like they had some dices, and then they meet in the city and they roll the dice, and there was this certain number which came out, and then they started following this number around the city. And it's like really fun because all of a sudden, all in the city, those synchronicities pops out.
That's really cool, actually. Zoom tight.
So like with the ins, everybody like So, like, what type of stuff have you been trying to, like, basically get everyone to go over that real quick? Like, what you guys been experiencing with the agents and, like, their tactics and stuff, and what you observed?
They're trying to like pull out my emotions. That's basically what's been going on with me.
Yeah.
It's emotional triggers and stuff.
Same.
Emotional.
And it's really been hot over here too. So it's like they're trying to get my ego to lash out.
Me next, I guess. Yeah, same thing with Steven. Like, I think the other day I told you guys about the agent at the tea shop, and it was kind of like, basically what happened was I was having a conversation with someone, and then this person just came in and started, like, interrupted our conversation. Like, hey, what's up, Oscar? The vibes. Okay, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So this agent just came into my conversation and, like, interrupted it and started complaining, and then it was pointless because what he was there for was a smoothie, right? And it was right there blending. And it takes longer than tea. Saying that everyone else who got tea is already like in their stuff, but his takes longer. And the guy told him that. He was like, I don't care. And then he just kept complaining with the guy, and he went to like keep doing his thing, but he was still kind of like talking at him while his like back was turned, complaining. So I stepped in and was like, hey, he told you, smoothies take longer. And he was like, I don't care. And basically, he like lowered the vibes at the place because it was kind of weird after that. But it was all good. And then
You mentioned that in the chat, right?
what was that?
You put that in the chat, right?
Yeah. And then right after that, I was on my way home, and then I noticed I was playing this scenario in my head, and I was kind of getting caught up in it.
Yeah.
Put in the plug out transmute mutras, and then my right ear started ringing like immediately after I plugged out. And then that was weird. And that was like after I read everyone was having the ear ringing thing, and I had actually had it happen like a week, or not a week, like a couple days before that. And when it happened, I saw the hawk on the bar, like in the little ad. I posted the picture, and then a couple days after that, I posted this in chat. I was at work on my break, and then the commercial came up on one of the screens. It's a sports bar, so there's like TVs everywhere, and then it was this guy in the BART train, like the train that I was in, and he had a hawk on his arm, and like he was talking to people or something. I don't know what the commercial says. It's so loud. But then there were like people crowded around him, kind of like in a circle on the BART train, and I was like, there's no coincidence that same setting that I saw the hawk in.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird. And it was actually as soon as I saw that commercial, Brandon actually contacted me, and I was like, hey, I just saw the hawk. Like literally 2 seconds after I saw the commercial, Brandon messaged me, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Hello.
Vibes.
Vibes.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff. And then my mom's been trying to like contact me too. She's like one of my emotional vampires kind of thing. It's always kind of like difficult to deal with her because she's family, but yeah, she's been coming around.
You gotta do you, guys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, just do what you gotta do to get yourself up. Like one thing that you can do is just make sure to turn yourself up, basically, but like they don't want to help, like sometimes you gotta focus on you, There is the we, but sometimes there is, you, me, ego, and guys don't learn to balance those aspects, especially with feelings like that. Because they're always gonna be around and but one thing to help is learning to navigate, just being, able to transmute the situation because like it's all being on like a chessboard because like it's happening for a reason, right? Because like there are no such things. You have to be aware of the things that are trying to stop you when you're trying to make it move. And then the things are these things. And you can really all this.
Wait, you're a little quiet, but I think I know what you said. Like all these challenges are basically what's gonna like help me move along. The gist of it. I got it.
Yeah, like transmute the situation basically, like for the best of like your bro.
I feel it. Yeah, it's been crazy lately, especially with the heat. I feel like the heat's making people like snap.
Yeah, it's getting their egos to lash out.
Especially, I bet it's getting super hot in California.
Yeah, and
it's like 111 over here.
And then they started this whole gas shortage thing over here in North Texas. Like apparently, there wasn't even a gas shortage, huh?
That's like out of fear and stuff. It's like with all that, shit going on, like they're trying to like it's all currency. They probably, all electricity because of hurricanes, right? Why they call it hurricane?
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed with the Asians too is like they've been like trying to get me to doubt myself, because there was a time where I was hanging out with these 2 agents. I hung out with them, I want to say a good like 3 or 4 times, enough times to like learn to know like to learn some shit, that's for sure. But yeah, shoot, they were like definitely like kind of trying to have me like doubt myself, You looking for this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and I noticed that like whenever I was talking to like some of the other connects and lower level connects too, like they were having like a lot of doubts in themselves too. Like I was talking to Julian yesterday, and I was telling him just like to stay shielded, and be aware out there, because these agents, it's like it's like, what did I say? It was it's like a wave, of like attacks and stuff happening, and they're gonna try to have you doubt yourself and distract you from your path and whatnot. So just be shielded and stuff. And he was saying,
because they know, like, just think of it like this: like when they do that type of stuff, it's because like it's a test basically. Pass through it, it's gonna see if you're gonna ride that way. Like it's like you gotta learn to ride that way. Down the top way. First, you start riding a little bit. So they kind of, it's like the test, like all symbology. You just gotta remember that.
Oh, I can't hear you right here.
Oh, it's hard.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what I was going to say, like, imagine it being a wave, basically. You got to be able to, ride the wave, because, like, they're trying to get you out there. You got to be willing to, learn to navigate, when that stuff happens. It's like being on a chessboard, and the wave and the chessboard are all the symbology. Like, they're just trying to throw, that concept, that program to get you in a certain vibration and frequency. That's all it is, vibration. And that's just also a test to see, if you're going to, rise above it. Like, it's all, because there's all barriers that, like, once you get through, there is going to be adversity that tries to stop you, basically, from that, in the that fear might test you, test going and see what's going on. Like, just truly trust yourself and, like, go within. Like, that's what really helps, like, cleanse yourself, get the lemon. Like, you'll see how, like, they, lemon, there you go, how obviously, yeah, definitely. I think you have to get out here too again for that cleansing ritual. I'm going through it right now in school, so like it'll definitely help you out. Cause, like it'll definitely get you turned up. Cause, like we all need that deeper cleanse. There's some things that we need to let go in life.
A lot.
Yeah, I'm taking notes of all of this.
Yeah, for real. Like gratitude, like that super high vibe. Like you're like the RTM secretary of like the like one day you could be like you could have your own front desk, like you'd be working at RTM and stuff. Like we have the front center and shit, and like you're at the reception desk. You got everything like on there. Like, you're just like, yeah, I hope it you're like, I found a nice day. And like you get the vibe at your school. And like more of it, like we all have fun doing everything here in the like arts community, and like yeah, like it'd be awesome, but we gotta get physical. And that's gonna help us out too,
Yep.
I guess some of the with stuff like being more physical, and like getting houses together, like pushing forward to like the next step is really going to be important for us. Cause, like these tests are going to see if we can like get like to the next step basically within ourselves, and, like really be that spirit family. Like we got to be that spirit family. We got to move, be disciplined with ourselves. Like once we do that, that's changing. And like this. Just imagine like you are putting in the work right now, but later down the line you're gonna have time to relax and stuff like that. But like we have had some time to like talk, things like that. But you gotta put in the work too physically because like that's gonna help out have that outlet so people can help you get we're doing on a higher level basis. So you gotta take it the steps. Like all the steps that we're taking right now, like seeing the result from the steps, all the steps is happening. Even if you have a big step, it is.
Brother, it's hard to hear you.
Yeah, it's hard to hear you, man.
Yeah, but it's like intense energy.
Can you hear me now?
Not really too well.
Try it.
Are you still wearing your headphones?
What if y'all try to switch phones? Like, see if the other. Babe. Babe. Come try this. Yeah. Try this. Because you were saying that it wouldn't taste good, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's just,
See it.
yeah.
Hey.
The rest? Sure, I got
No, it's me.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's a lot better.
Love you.
Well, I turn off the mic. Okay, yes.
Yeah, it's way better.
Yeah.
Can you hear both of us?
Yes.
Yeah.
This will work.
All right. So basically, what I was gonna say, like with getting more physical in the grid and stuff like that, with everything that we're doing right now, because like all these tests are happening is because like we did take steps. You see, every time we make a move on the chessboard, there is going to be a reaction. And see, this is where we have to be smart as CITs. Really take that next step. Spiritually, mentally, and physically, because the people that built this matrix, they're not dumb. They're not stupid people. We got to become those smart, intelligent, spiritual beings that know how to work on all levels, basically. And that's what's reaching higher stages of consciousness. And what we're doing right now is exactly that. See, but in order to do that, we also got to make moves in the physical. See, that's the whole trinity, spirit, mind, body, because it's so important. Like we make moves. First, we made the move in the spiritual, and then we got to work on the mental, right? With all the things that Ash has been teaching us. But now we got to make moves in the physical, and that shows, that once we complete that, then it goes back to spirit. Then boom, it's like energy flowing, and it gets to that fire stance, and that's when you get your rings, and you're the lord of your rings, basically. And so, all these tests are happening because to test people, see if they really want to, go even further than what their limits are. Because see, once you reach a certain point, there will be something to test you if you can break through those limits. It's like Goku always trying to find a new limit, or anybody in life. There's all these limits that try to stop you, and like reaching a certain limit will come with adversity, and then you have to learn to break through those adversities. It's like going within yourself, basically. First, you may start with a 5-minute meditation, then you go into a 10-minute meditation, and then you learn more about it. But like having the experiences moving on the chessboard, you got to become like more smart, basically, and intelligent, and like more organized, because like that's the way that they do it. So we got to be better at them at their own game, And this is like basically you say we're going against like the mob and stuff like that, but like we're not going to be doing it their way. Like this is all monopoly and shit,
Got it. It's work the system. Yeah.
Yeah, and like also just like super random vibes, but like with the agents and stuff like that, just transmute them, like, because like that's what they'll do. Those come in waves. Just transmute them. Just be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. It'd be like, I don't got time for this shit. I got my own problems to worry about, because they try to put their problems on you. See, agents be always trying to make weigh you down with their problems and their energy. See, they're just trying to like lay their energy. It's like imagine having a blanket, right? You got a nice blanket and they got like a nasty blanket. You're like, nah, I don't want that nasty blanket. And then they try to put on top of you, and you gotta like you be like, no, I don't want that blanket. I got my own blanket. And like that's your shields and like your energy and stuff like that. And then you really ride your own wave.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
And also, like, you have to be aware of, like, when we're, like, trying to help people and everything, too, like, help those people, like, start to raise up, like, into, like, a little higher levels of consciousness and everything. Like, some people, like, at a certain point, like, if you're ending up putting too much of your energy and trying to, like, help them out, you need to go ahead and, like, step back and see if they're going to make that next step, because if you keep trying and then the same results is happening, they're not like even putting in any more effort to like start raising up. Like you can use the energy in other places to make better moves and stuff. So again, with that whole like chessboard and everything, how you make your moves, like you make put your energy where it's going to help the most. If it's not really helping there, then go ahead and rearrange it and put those efforts into something else that will help and help us move forward.
Vibes that. So anyone else want to talk about like what's been going on with them?
I'm just getting some stuff done.
Really been cleansing. Like,
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
cleansing a lot.
I'm kind of going through like a little sickness too, so I'm really.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of pressure, I think.
There's just been a lot of. Well, for me, I feel like there's been like a lot of attacks going on lately. I don't know if you guys are going through the same thing. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, keeping it tight.
I've pretty much stayed indoors for the most part. I've got out a little, and then I got like a lot of confirmations for sure. But then I just got to see that. But there was agents when I lived here, like there was down in vibration.
Yeah, I feel it, dude. I'm getting like just all kinds of activity, like from people like approaching me while I'm trying to like eat at like Denny's or something on my way home from Berkeley, and it's like 1 in the morning. This lady walks over, is like, "Hey, you want some coupons? 20% off." I'm like, "What? Where am I even gonna use these coupons? Like, what? Who are you? You know what I mean? I'm just trying to eat. Why are you trying to give me coupons?" And like some guy friggin' asking me if I can give him a ride on my bike. I'm like, "No, dude, what's wrong with you?" But like, it's just like crazy random stuff. People just coming up to me, and I'm like, "What?" Like, I'm just kind of
Energetic attacks.
yeah, I'm just like, I didn't really worry about it this much before, but like now that they're just, I don't know, approaching me with like really weird reasons, I kind of have to like look twice, or just like be careful not to look at some people, because it's like once they see you, looking
Yeah.
at me, like they look for that eye contact, and then they make
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I've had that, like, actually today there was like a sex agent across the street, and like I was going outside with Julian and we were getting ready to leave, and like I was just observing, just looking at her, and like, well, I guess I looked when I looked, her butt cheeks were hanging out, like pretty much she was naked, like in the front yard. So I was like, oh, okay, trying to pull.
Yeah. Yeah, and my neighbors yesterday, was it yesterday? They were like freaking loud as heck, like doing it, and like it wasn't like, okay, all right, I get it, doing their thing. No, it was like freaking hours later. Like I'm like, it's like here and there, and I'm like, this is still going on right now.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah. A lot of attacks. Just trying to pull our focus.
There are a lot of sounds and attacks going on. Like I've noticed sirens particularly. And just
Yeah, like
just like hanging around in the parking lot, like revving their engine and stuff. I'm like, what is this person doing? Like, he doesn't even live here. You know what I mean? Just like random stuff.
Have
Like
you
all.
guys been getting attacked in your dreams?
Yeah, I have, but I can't quite remember. Like the last thing I remember about my dream yesterday, it was weird. It was like a prophecy kind of thing. Like I was talking. Was it Astro? It might have been Astro, but like he was holding like a plant or something, and like he said, whoever like brings leaves inside his home, something something, and like I don't know, like literally I thought about it and was like, oh, so I should like bring plants into my room. But then I was like, I already have plants in my room, and I thought about it deeper. I'm like bring, you know, plants into your home. You mean like bring nature into your, like, you know, yourself, or like basically it means like becoming one with nature, like truly being like in nature within yourself as well. If that makes sense. Like I try to like
Yeah, like fully, like 100%, like just connected.
Yeah, because
with
I was
the
just
grid.
like, what's that supposed to mean? Bringing leaves into his home, and I'm like literally it translates to like, you know, bringing plants into your house. But I already have that, so I was like, you know, what's it metaphorically mean? I'm like, oh, okay. I still need to like, oh. Yeah, still need to bring nature. Basically, that's one thing I got about it. Yeah, I've been like walking outside more, even though it's super hot, and there's just like bugs everywhere.
I'm actually walking right now.
Yeah,
Like, drenched in sweat.
Like, kind of scary. Like I ran out,
like
I didn't want to run into the wasps.
Yeah, I actually had a bee like land on me. It was like drinking off my arm.
How cool!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All the bugs are vibing super high. Like, all out.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of cool experiences with the bugs, the insects.
I've been seeing quite a few ladybugs lately. Like yesterday, it was like right whenever I go to open the door to like, you know, get inside my house, there was like a ladybug right there. And then today when we got home, there was a ladybug that was like flying around in our house.
Syncing up with that, like yesterday I was charging and I saw like, you ever seen the green ladybugs? There's So around here there's these green ladybugs, and like I think they're kind of like special because, you know, everyone knows about the red ladybugs, but these are like a little longer and they're green, and like I haven't seen them in a long time, and I was like, oh wow, these guys. Yeah, syncing up with the ladybugs. But yeah, there's like green ones. They're not as common,
cool.
but
Yeah, that's really cool. Stop. It's a love bug.
No such thing as. Yeah, like green ladybug. Like I'd probably be like, looks good. Like a little like M&M.
they do have that bright color. They look like candy colored, which is kind of cool.
It's like protein.
Yeah, I don't think Brett has.
Oh, he's probably busy with this interview, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think I can look. Or hasn't seen my message yet.
Yeah, plus we're recording this too, right?
Mm-hmm. And I
Just
have
in case
notes.
if someone has to leave earlier, doesn't get the message, doesn't get the beat.
All good.
Alright, y'all. So I guess we can go ahead and start talking about all the stuff for the hangout now.
The community chat guidelines. So
Alright.
With this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through each one, and then everybody's gonna go through and say what they want to say about each different section. Like we each have like 3 or 4 minutes to talk about what we want to talk about with each thing, and then we'll go to the next one.
let's do it. I have it all like here, like on a check mark list. So
Cool.
the first one on it is the rules of conduct.
Yes, Max, you want to go ahead and start off?
Am I gonna make up the rules of conduct?
Yeah, we all are. That's what we're doing right now to get like the chat guidelines going.
I mean, in general, it should be pretty nothing too super strict. Like honestly, it should just be a place where we can talk with each other, but you know, without people like I don't know, what was Nicholas, was it?
It'd be like sexual conduct.
What?
Like for the conduct.
What I can do is I'll look up community guideline or examples of community guidelines, and let's see if we can find a list, and then we can just like scratch some shit out and modify it and make it nice.
I'll toss some out there.
Like no, like who said, somebody said no sexual, like no
Harassment.
Yeah.
no okay, yeah,
Kind of thing.
no sexual conduct,
Or discrimination.
no sexual discrimination.
I mean, I'm sure we all kind of know what like we should have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but some people
You have to kind of spell it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and that's why we have us as well, because like we're supposed to step up and let them know, like, hey, that's not allowed. So it's like we have to step up.
And I was
like
gonna,
we could have nipped it, like, oh my bad, but like with Nick, like we could have nipped that like back before it got even escalated, because he was already like acting out a long time ago, and just we didn't really step up to the plate and say anything to him and shut it down. So it escalated.
Yeah.
The whole and all that. Talk about that in the next section there with the what type of like penalties and stuff we're going to set up for people who
break those rules of conduct.
So right now, like let's each like just throw out the ideas and like and really like because we got to start like getting more organized to do this. So I'm gonna set a timer here like for 3 minutes, and Max, you can go ahead and say what you would think of it, and then we'll go through like the whole list here. So then like Corbin, and then Kyle, Austin, and Jessica, Steven, Lee, and then me and Brandon will go last. And then we'll afterwards we'll then discuss what everybody thought of it and see like what syncs up, like what we should have on there.
Like a really firm rule, basically. So like we're all like cultivating an idea, basically. Imagine a spider web, you know. So yeah, imagine a spider web starts in the middle, and then we gotta get that web, you know, they got their man-made matrix.
Okay. All right. Shall I start then? All right. Here we go. First thing, I think you could have maybe like several people designated as kind of like community moderators, just so like if something is wrong, like people have someone that they know they can go to about their problems. You know what I mean? Like people that are trusted, like for example, like or just you know any of us basically, like any of the CITs essentially, so people know like who they can go to if they have problems. And the second one is we kind of remember what was the I forgot their name, the couple
Sherry and Mitch.
Yeah, they kind of got removed because they were sort of like soliciting their business thing, or trying to like not really their business, they were trying to basically mess people up with like the astrology stuff. So we got to be careful about that. So we don't, it's hard to word that because I don't know, I don't want to say like no astrology allowed or anything like that, but like it's kind of pulling people off of
offering solicit services, you know, behind that have been approved by, you know, the MD and stuff like that. You know, that's a service that someone's offering to give someone. Like, they're like, yeah, I got this reading for you and stuff like that, or like that, you know.
Yeah.
That should be known, like offering people like solicit services to anybody who is in the medium or anything.
Exactly. Essentially, they're basically poaching off of our community for their business. So that's kind of a no-go. But that's kind of, it's hard to like get into the rules and stuff about that. But that's kind of what we have to talk about later. But the last one is obviously no, like, you know, discrimination or sexual discrimination, any of that kind of stuff. If we notice that kind of behavior, like, for example, you know, people guys being weirdos and stuff, essentially. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We just, yeah.
All right, and Corbin, you go ahead and say what you would think that we should have on there.
Yeah. So I think the like moderators or us as CITs should be like just like checking, and like Max said, we should be the ones who people can come to. And I think therefore it would be good to have like somewhere a list of the CITs, because I'm not sure if everybody knows who all is CIT and who's not. So just people know who they can talk to. And then what I find that we should, if like there's something happening and we like remove people from the chat, that there should be a reason for that, like for the other people to know. Because oftentimes it was just like in like the last case, Nicholas was removed, and then nobody knows what's going on, and people just get randomly removed. Like if people don't know, then it's like maybe not good.
Yeah.
So
Kind of
also,
want transparency, so people
And then,
know what's going on.
yeah, because then some of those people still stay connected with those
Yeah,
attachments.
exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like they'll go in there and be like, "Oh, I was removed," and that's
Low-level
their
connects.
chance to like kind of like slip in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Michelle, she like how she had went like shit out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what I find also, yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
And then what I find is like code usage and like the emojis. We should like, I don't know, I find that I often use emojis on other chats and I don't really think about them, but especially in our community chats, we should really like only use those emojis which have like good intentions or which we are defined as such. And maybe it's not clear to everybody like what those emojis mean and what they are doing. And also like people often tend to just like copy codes, like someone is writing Yokoi or whatever, and then 15 other people are writing Yokoi, but there's not really intention behind it. I find sometimes it's just to like copy those, and maybe we should like, yeah, not really make a rule, but just make sure that people get the intentions right of their codes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote down like appropriate code usage. Use emojis with good intentions. Make sure we are clear on which code we are using. Because I've been seeing that too. Like I noticed that with Nicholas too. He would use some interesting emoji like sequences or whatever.
Getting too crazy with the emojis.
Use the codes.
And same with what's her face, Cherry. She was using the crystal ball, that traps energy. Like,
yeah, I think that's it. No, I think that's all for.
These are good, guys.
All right, Kyle, what do you think we should have on there as well?
I mean, other than all the stuff that you guys already said, I think that whenever they join Threema, I think we need to have like a preset like message of the like maybe a shortened version of rules of conduct or code of conduct, and have it sent to them whenever they join the chat, just so that they're held accountable. It's not like we didn't tell them that there's code of conduct.
Good idea.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That's it, though.
Austin, do you have anything else that you would think that we should?
Yeah, whenever we find out like about a new connect or whatever, if not all of us, some of us should at least talk to him first. Like, I think all of us should probably talk to him first before they get on Threema. So like we can actually all come to agreement that like they won't like try to become a psychic rebel or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's becoming more of a problem.
Yeah, keep in contact with the newcomers. Like, make sure they're not snakes. And like one thing,
Go ahead. No, go.
I was just saying one thing I noticed is that like with Cherry and they'll pop in like really like into it, very like kind of like like pushy.
Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just kind of like.
That's one thing to look for. But yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Then someone mentioned the buddy system yesterday.
Yeah, we got that. That's the whole
Yeah, that,
inside
What'd you say?
it's on the list. It's on the agenda for today.
And
the hangout. We'll talk about it later. Like after we discuss this stuff real quick here.
Oh, all right. Okay, and then yeah, just like staying active. I feel like as well. Like, 'cause some people, I mean, I know some people go through like dips and stuff, but just try to stay as active as you can, so we know like your stems. That's
A dog.
And anything else, Austin?
that's it.
All right,
So,
Jessica. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, when you say like stay as active as you can, should I like put that in like the guideline?
Well, maybe a guideline like to where if they don't like pretty much interact within the chat within like a month or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Say like
Can't really hear you.
Yeah, can't hear you, Brandon.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I was saying like maybe having somewhere like they have to post once a week, twice a week or something like that. So that they get
Yeah.
We're kind of breaking up.
Yeah, I can't really.
Said about posting every like at least like every once a week.
Yeah, like every week or at least once a week or maybe twice a week. Just having like something interactive.
Yeah, I feel it. Should we have like a clearly defined like order of time?
Yeah, that's.
Maybe like
I think so.
some people, like for example, yesterday we were supposed to have the hangout with EMD, but that never happened, and I haven't heard from him in a long time. Like, did anyone find out what happened with him, or?
I don't know, but I was really looking forward to talking to him, but he never.
So basically, he said that his time management is off, and he messaged me like way later that night about having another hangout. So after this, I was going to message him and see if he actually wanted to have a hangout. He's at the point to where now he's going to have to start reaching out, because I've tried to reach out quite a few times, even try to meet up with him quite a few times when I was living near him. So he's not really actually putting that effort to try to connect more. So now he's going to have to like start making that more steps.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen him in a long time. Like, he posts like very, very not often. So maybe we should do like a week or something. Because I know like sometimes, for example, Miller used to post like maybe like a couple times a week, but she's busy and stuff, traveling and all that jazz. And Omid as well. He's busy traveling, so.
Yeah, like almost never on the community chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really think there's really any excuses though to not post just something once a week.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like if you work
it's a
with
spirit
computers,
family.
yeah. If you
Like-
work with computers, there's Threema Web. Like this, the way Threema is set up is pretty legit.
Yeah, it's a way to get connected.
Yeah.
True.
But I also would like say that you not only post something to post something, so that you
Yeah.
like more
Yeah.
interested.
Stay connected.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Having like
Mhm.
sitting down and having that real conversation.
Yeah, because like Ricky, he doesn't really talk all that much in the chat, but every now and then he'll be like, high vibes for your family. Like, let's say shielded, like, full love, like, my gratitude.
Yeah, he has
Just checking in.
Yeah, it's not just 1 times 44 a week.
Yeah.
I talk to Ricky actually pretty often, actually myself. Actually, yeah, like I definitely talk to him. He's been turning up on level, but like Yeah, I talked to him like personally. I will be later discussing the buddy system basically. So, Jessica, anything else you would want to add for guidelines? Because we're just going to go through all the guidelines and then we'll talk about like the bad guidelines to make them up.
Okay. I mean, I don't know of any more guidelines that I can think of right now. You guys pretty much set it off, like especially with the whole what is it? Oh yeah, designating people, like like figuring out who's gonna do what. But we also have it on this to talk about later. So yeah, we can talk about it later.
Mm-hmm. All right, Steven.
I don't really have much to add either. Pretty much covered a lot.
So
I have one more thing. It's not like exactly to the guidelines, but we said before that we want to reach out, especially to new people, and like that everyone is talking to them. I think we should like take care that not everybody is contacting them at the same time. Like, hey, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah.
Well, just kind of go with the flow of spirit, like within your reality, and see when is the right time for you to connect with these people.
Yeah, I feel it.
Because it's different for everybody.
Yeah, sure.
We all end up messaging.
Yeah, like for example, like someone will leave a comment on one of my YouTube videos, and then that sometimes it triggers me to reach out to them because it's like a connection.
Yeah.
So it's like the right timing to reach out.
Yeah, and then some people, they're still like I met a girl who had commented on one of my videos, and like she will eventually join. It's just that like some of them are dealing with their egos and stuff still.
Mm-hmm.
But they, like some of them come around. They like get more information and sync up more. Like Tom, I don't know if you got something.
Yeah, I messaged him earlier today.
Yeah. Okay, so basically from all this, so with the guidelines now, so the things that everybody is pretty much talking about is having the CIT moderators. So that definitely give out the list of moderators for if anything's going on for them to contact us immediately. Don't let things drag on so that we can go in and see what's going on and see if they just need like a quick tune-up, or if they actually need to go further, like to the chat for a while. So we'll have that definitely as one of the guidelines. And then also letting people know why, if anybody gets removed, like that should be like a community post, like if they are, like if they're actually like removed altogether, why they had got removed, just in case they didn't contact us and they had something going on, they had a lot going on, so they can start being aware of that type of stuff. Then,
Brother TK. So I think I caught that, but you said like if something happens, let the rest of us know.
well, yeah, I was saying so that when if anything happens, that they'll contact the moderators, one of us, one of the CITs about it, and then making sure that when we do remove somebody from the chat, like in the trial, like basically like if they get removed, then there's that period afterwards when we remove them, let people know why they got removed so that they can know, okay, this is certain things that they might need to stay more aware of. That way, that'll and then if anything did happen, that makes them more aware of what's going on.
Okay, yeah, I feel it. Like people just might not be aware of the mistakes they're making. So yeah, that's definitely like I guess we didn't talk about this yet, but like, Gesundheit, punishments for like breaking the rules and stuff. I guess like severity in my opinion would be based on their intentions. Like if they're purposely like with the intent and they know what they're doing, then they're gone. If people are just they don't know any better, like for example they're throwing up the wrong codes, that kind of stuff, they don't know that they're doing that, or Yeah.
Yeah, we could do like a warning system too.
So like we got that set up all throughout this meeting about different stuff about that as well. But right now we need to try to make sure we at least get the guidelines before we can talk about what's going to happen if they break the guidelines. Because if we don't even have the guidelines set up, there's no reason to talk about what happens if they break them.
Right.
True.
And we can. The good thing about this is we could always like build on it onto it too. If you guys like,
once go ahead.
Yeah.
I was just saying like I have the notes like going on right now. If you click on that link I sent you guys, it should like show like the updated stuff about what we're talking about like right now.
Yeah.
On Threema?
Yeah, I sent you guys the link for that Evernote. But yeah, the guidelines. Definitely got to get those down so that way.
I think if we are like so specific with like sexual harassment and discrimination stuff, we should also add like a general term of like be respectful or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Maybe other people will try and like, hey, it's not on the list there, so I can do it, and it's like common sense.
Exactly, yeah.
So just like a claim for using common sense or something, so we are safe on that side.
Common sense isn't common these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there anything else you want to add for guidelines?
I think that would be pretty cool. That could be like put in a file basically, and like once the new connect goes, into the chat, they can be sent that basically, like everything that you know.
Just one more thing with that is when people get on the chat and everything, make sure that they know, because Astro says it in notes and stuff, but we want to make sure that we keep letting them know, like if they don't fully understand a code or they don't understand a certain code, that they shouldn't be using it.
Yeah, we can include that in that little like first like when they first join the chat, like that's like the first message they get is just a copy of like that code of conduct.
I read it. It looks good.
This Mudra popped up. Portably, I think
Sorry,
it's really
brother.
good. Because some like unneeded energies.
Did anybody else hear him?
Oh, not really.
No worries.
Okay, I'm sorry, we can't hear you, brother.
I'm just vibing high.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say basically, I forgot it. It's all good. No worries.
Go with the flow.
Yeah, I think it was just like about the code usage, right?
Yeah, include that in the little.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's just silent.
I
Fine.
don't know.
Oh, I think they turned. There we go.
Ah.
Bye.
Hello?
Hello.
High fives.
You guys hear us?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, like I guess every time we start talking, the vibe just start getting like really turned up. Like, yeah, like it just gets really turned up because like the message that like this, because it's just so high in vibes, like talk about this stuff. But yeah, what was the next part we're supposed to get on to?
So now, so since we have those main, I feel like all those are pretty good, and then that'll also make it so where it's not too much, so where people don't
like get scared about actually like wanting to connect and all that, because too many rules will make people start backing out as well.
Yeah, it can be kind of intimidating.
Yeah, we can make it like a fun, like comfortable rules set. We can just like the whole just use common sense. Be respectful.
Pretty much.
We shouldn't have to say this, but we're just gonna say it anyway. No sexual harassment, no sexual conduct.
We should have that like at the end. Like we'll have like sounding like fancy words, no, harmful conduct, and then the very end just be like, but really just use common sense and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Just like summarize.
Yeah.
So that's really all it is.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, should we like include something like only? I don't know if it like kind of like for me it falls under common sense, but like only speak like truth, not like lie and
spread
like, I mean like you generally if you talk to people like you lie on a very low basis. Like if somebody asks you how are you and you say I'm fine and actually you're not, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, like being honest, basically, like just being like honest when you're talking. Like if something's going wrong, just be like, yeah, something's going wrong. It's basically just allow that connection to happen.
Honesty is a good word.
Definitely. Yes.
Yes, I guess we can talk about what we're gonna do if somebody does like start to do any of these things like outside of the conduct. All right, let's just work in reverse formation that we did right then. So I guess I'll start off with. So if we do decide that somebody needs to be removed, like just from the chat, there should be like a maybe like a 10-day period to where like before that they would even be able to like get back on the chat, and like during that time they need to be meditating and thinking about why they got removed from the chat, what's going on, and then before they get ready to get put back on the chat, they have a one-on-one with one of our CITs, basically talking about what they learned from the experience and what they actually gained from it before they get put back on the chat.
I like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also difficult to like kind of make sure they do that because it depends on the person. Like if
like basically that's there to see if they will. And like before we do let them back in, we're not just gonna like your 11 days. We're gonna test them to see if they went through that test and if they really passed it. Because like we're gonna put them on a timeout basically. But like once they like if they come to get like if there's gonna be a test for them to cleanse themselves, do their ego checks and meditate. And if they don't do none of that, of course we're gonna figure it out because we're gonna see it, because we're having all these guidelines basically put up. So if they don't pass that test and they do try coming back, like they're like, yeah, I did everything. What did you learn? It'll show in what they say basically.
Yeah, that's right.
good.
And that's pretty much all I had.
For like disciplinary actions.
Yeah, for disciplinary actions.
Just have a question. Is it like so that you get on the chat as soon as you're a full member on the website, or is there any different? Like, is it bounded to a membership?
For the most part, it's supposed to be full members only, but it's only invitation only. Even though you're a full member, you might not be like invited into the chat.
Okay, but you have to be at least like full member.
Yeah, it needs to be at least full member before you can actually get on.
But yeah, like I guess I'll go next then. Like there's gonna be some stuff set in place, like sort of like because like we were talking about some stuff and like with all this stuff happening basically. So I guess like it's we'll have like people basically like ready to like spiral through people. Like we gotta be that's for later. I'll say that for later. But I don't really have nothing safe for the rule of conduct basically because I talked to TK about about that the punishment basically. Well, I guess I could say anything else is like happen. So one of us will have to put that fire on that person because someone's gonna have to use that energy basically. If they don't do that stuff to bring, that heat to somebody, if they do continuously, repeat that process, if they're like actually, trying to harm the community or something like that, someone's gonna have to bring that fire. But like, that's like having like 3 strikes too. There's only be so many strikes that you get until like you're out basically. So having like someone, basically, you know what I'm saying though, right? Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
You got to make sure to know how to use the fire and the water, because there's going to be times when, you don't want to use too much of your water. We're going to have to, as CITs, we're all going to have to learn to use that fire energy within us, to, if there's a problem in a situation that occurs, we got to know how to come in there with that fire and be like, no, this ain't going to happen and stuff like that. Because, we always want to be on the water side of everything because, that's what they want you to be. They want you always being in the blues and stuff like that and always be, down and about with that fire. And once you get down, you feel with inside yourself. So, having that, discipline fire within, if someone's doing something, we got to make sure it's like that we can bring the peace, to them, but you have to learn to unlock that within yourself. Right? So that's something that definitely think about.
Hey, Kyle, can you hear us?
Yeah, brother, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think your mic is doing something.
Yeah, it was hanging down from my ear there. I took it out for a minute.
I kind of heard what Brandon said.
Yeah, I was saying that.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. Had to go get my charger real quick.
Like switch to your phone. Phone's getting really hot. Like super hot. Feel it back here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to switch brother TK's phone real quick.
Okay.
We could just share like one headphone or whatnot.
Right.
That works too.
Bye.
Yeah, let's see if it works the other way first. Go ahead and make that phone.
This is fun. I'm taking like mad notes right now. I'm really proud of my notes. This is like some study material. This is good though. It's
Can you all hear?
fresh. So let me get back to school.
Yes, I think so.
Bye.
High vibes.
Yeah, it's good. So is it like, do people get removed for the 10-day period when they do their first thing wrong, or do you have like a warning thing before?
I think we should try to do like a warning, especially if they like have like don't really know better.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah, warning sounds really good.
How many? One.
Three warnings?
3.
Well, we could say like 3 warnings depending on the severity of the action.
At that point, you have to talk to brother, whoever it is, and you have to talk to brother Astro, basically.
So are you saying to have the 3 warnings before they're removed from the chat?
It depends. I feel like 3 is kind of like a lot.
Yeah.
Too much.
Severity.
Maybe one more. If they felt, and after that, they would be removed from the chat, and then they would have to go through that, and then basically,
Brother Astro, like do that, but at that point, probably not.
yeah, like, and then see from there, like, if they do get back in the chat, then if they didn't take those steps, then that's their second warning there, pretty much.
and they like process again, and then after that, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or they're still doing misconduct like that, they would have to then talk with Astro about actually getting back in the chat and everything.
So was it now like one warning?
One warning?
I think we should probably do the warning stuff, like if it wasn't like included in the guidelines, like something that we haven't covered. Like we'll
Yeah.
give them a warning, and anything that's in the guidelines that they have broken, that will result in an automatic kick out from chat. But if they like continue, like after like when they get back on, it will result in ban.
Yeah, I think what I'll write down is they may have an opportunity for a warning. You know what I mean? Because depending on the severity.
Yeah, I would also say like this because if people like accidentally type a wrong emoji or something, if they kicked out immediately, I think that's a bit like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not fair. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying like immediately just be like kick them out, but like if they continue to do it after you tell them, that's like what I was gonna say with like those warnings basically like that's why we're having the guidelines beforehand, so if they do break it, we already have that warning basically set up. Like that. But yeah, like
yeah.
So I put, if anyone starts doing these things out of conduct, they may have the opportunity for a warning depending on the severity of action, and they will be removed from the chat. Then there will be a 10-day period and a 101 with the CIT with an explanation as to what they learned from the whole experience, along with a CIT test.
yeah, definitely.
It totally reminds me of the Peaceful Warrior.
Probably shouldn't include the last part either, because it might like take the time to just.
Oh yeah, no, this is just for our notes. Yeah, no, yeah, I included up here that I'm gonna go and I'm gonna like make a prettier, touched up version of this. I'm gonna go in and improve it. And like, if anybody else, everybody has access to what I'm doing, so y'all can see me improve it. And if y'all have something like, hey, I think that we should word that differently and stuff like that, then yeah, let me know.
That sounds good.
And I sent a link to Astro, I believe. So yeah, he also has access to this.
Actually, one thing that I already have an idea real quick, but like it could be for the future, but just keep in mind like this paper or this rules that we're making, we can actually print this out at some point.
Oh yeah, I could do that at my job.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can have like the one art team on the top or the bottom, whatever design you come up with, and like have like different branches with you coming off it. Like it'll be like art deck, and people have to sign it either on their phone or some shit, so that way they get the signature, they understand the rules and regulation. Because at some point, we'll have to get the legal for it as well, because people want to break through. Like they never gave me those rules and whatnot, or some shit like that.
Oh, like terms and conditions type of deal.
So if we have a signed copy of that piece of paper, you're safe, because further we progress with these rules and stuff, because this is for the future. Because these rules are being set in place right now, so that way, whatever we are doing, we have the legal, all our chess pieces and our squares, built the way they're supposed to. That's all I want to say.
I think I only got half of that. Can somebody make
that was good.
Like we have to be able to back up our basically work.
Yeah, basically legally, like there's like it's basically like terms and conditions, like they would have to sign saying
exactly.
Okay. So that way, like people who like, for example, troll and stuff, like that'll get rid of a lot of them real quick because now they're actually at risk.
And then they can, if that way we can also, we can have the rules in place, because if they're not like agreeing to the terms and conditions, that means they're just going to do whatever they want. They can pop into the community, see that signature that bonds you to a certain thing, so that's energetic as well. So like if they try to do something within that, that's going to cause them to have those rules in place upon them, and that energy, that fire basically. Because these words are fire. Like we're making fire. rules right now because like these will be the rules. So people know it's
Yeah.
already that. You gotta see the symbology all mixed into the words and everything that we're doing right now.
Yeah, and I had an idea, that like we could even like, I don't know, like kind of like charge up these, like use like this, like print out this thing and each of and every one of us like put energy towards, like keeping this strong.
Yeah. Community shields, you're saying?
Yeah, like put that
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna talk about that here pretty soon, actually. I think so.
Is it on?
Once we get to the CIT rituals, we got one more CIT codes and measures.
Okay.
Cool. Like,
Yeah. Anything else anybody thinks about for like for penalties or for them if they break the rules?
No, I think we're good. Unless like we come up with something later.
Yeah.
It's like
that's right.
we're
This is
making
the
an
phase
RTL
right now. Like this is like since these are like different like cornerstones and like rules and obligations for like building our monopoly in the society in this nation. Yeah. Like this is just one step so we can be prepared for the next steps.
And also to see if these actually work out, or you have to keep things or changing things because you never know what's going to happen. So you can't have those expectations. Just keep them as guidelines.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so the next thing we're going to talk about here is CIT codes and mergers. So basically, like when somebody's coming into the community and all that, and we need to have like a code that only us CITs know, that or the merger that we have that only we know. That if we start noticing something about somebody, like for the most part, we'll probably be able to talk to Grima about it. But to have it somewhere like maybe we're in a hangout and we see something going on, we can flash the merger or send the code so that we start to become more aware of what's going on and have somebody so that we have be able to like monitor what's going on.
Yeah, I see. That's dope. So that way, like, yeah, I like that.
How about this is just a thought. Like this is a 777. So what if we put like 2 fingers down for that move?
Like well maybe.
And we don't have to.
Thinking of something really stealthy, like peace inside, but you can place it over your heart.
All right.
And that just means like, I guess in a way of like saying there's some issues within that needs to be worked on, and that could probably be a possible code that us CITs know, and then like, or maybe in the future, like the public will know. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
We could simply just cross our arms with it. Just be like cross our arms with this.
That dog.
Malcolm.
Maybe.
Huh?
So anybody have any
Can
other
you guys
ideas?
hear me okay?
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. All right, because you guys keep kind of breaking up a little bit. I'm just seeing.
Yeah, you're breaking up as
Yeah,
well.
he broke up a little bit. Oh wow, he might have been talking.
Oh, I'm breaking up now.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, Brett.
Vibes.
What?
Vibes.
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 Welcome. So all the CITs are officially here.
Steven is gone now.
Oh, he's gone. Oh shit.
Dang. Okay. Done.
Are you talking, Brad? I can't hear anything from you.
No, I didn't see anything.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Okay, so yeah, Brett, we were just talking about basically coming up with a CIT so that when people are coming into the community, like that we can just us the CITs know to be able to like basically recognize like maybe somebody needs to be tested or like we're starting to see certain things about them. Like just a mudra to signal to each other to know like, hey, you know, this is to take a little bit more in-depth research on this person, actually like get and see where they're coming from.
Okay. So we're like a certain mudra that we do to each other
Yeah,
for
But
that.
yeah,
but it's like a code that probably won't be in the coding section just in case. Like it's one that only.
no, this is something that we're making. So in the process of making this too, remember that we're going to be putting our like energy behind this mudra, so that it is like it produces those results to keep that awareness within us. Like just keep that in mind as whatever mudra we're doing. Like if you feel it already has a certain type of energy behind it, like we need to like start figuring out like what we're actually going to do because you know all these things do have different energies that are produced from them.
Yeah, I really liked like Brother Lee's idea with the peace and then the heart, because it like symbolizes to bring peace within. Maybe like just thinking about this.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That yeah,
Yeah,
that'd
we
be
can do that
nice.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else have anything they might think of as well? Because there might be like different levels of it. So like we're you know the piece in and the hardest to be like okay, like you know see about you know they have some things that they need balancing and stuff, but there might be something where like okay we might need to like start putting this person in check real quick, you know, and see it and like doing some ego checks. So like there's gonna be different layers to it. So
This will be ego, like E, like yeah, the ego, like.
so anybody else have any other like things they might think of?
The way you worded that made me think we should have a sign that we can easily like flip. So it means like at first, like for example, the first one would be like we might have to, check this person out, like the first one. But then if we like flip it upside down or something, we know like okay, yeah, confirm this guy's agent or whatever. Like a sort of double-sided code. If that makes sense.
Um, like with the placement of like the hand mucha, because I was thinking we have the hawk pendants for a reason. Might as well like use them as part of the mucha,
Nice.
like something that we have to seriously get on and like to make sure we do those egos checks and taming the ego and stuff. So we're talking about a hand mudra for if we need to get on someone right now, like if we need to check them, like during a hangout or something, or if we happen to like need up and like we'll have like a signal to each other to like know when to like shields up and know when to like do all sorts of things.
One thing I was gonna say real quick, with the peace in heart one, we also could put it on the hawk. Like say we have our hawk necklaces out while we're trying to test somebody. Instead of putting it on your heart, then you just do it on the hawk. Basically, like you gotta have them like this, like basically like yeah, we gotta tame their snake from within, basically.
Then and on the heart or the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that'll also keep it more coy, so people won't like unless they're actually like aware of it, they won't even notice that.
Like you could just be like imagine you're like pretending with your pendant and stuff, but you actually have like the mutra somewhere.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't like be dependent on something we wear or we have on us. So it should be just like possible to use every time and everywhere.
Alright, yeah, definitely, yeah. In the head, like their mind and shit. You're like, yeah, their mind, like their mind, their ego.
Spirit, mind, and
Head, like,
So we are still looking for some more, like more emergency mudras.
I was thinking of like making the sound, but then that would be too obvious. Unless like only one person did it. If like one person does it, then like everyone
One
knows.
person just randomly makes a sound.
Oh yeah.
like, why is this guy whistling? Why is he whistling?
Yeah, I think that might be too obvious, and also in Hangouts, like it could break up, and then people don't get it.
Yeah.
The one I was just
be like, yeah, this crystal. Hey, I got an idea real quick. Say we all have a specific crystal that represents something that we all see, right? And be like, yeah, we start showing our crystal, be like, oh yeah, this is our crystal. Yeah, we all got it. Well, we all say like if we could show the crystal to each other, be like, yeah, this crystal, like have it color coded maybe, and like whatever crystal that we're feeling, like, yeah, this person's energy, this well, because I know everyone perceives colors differently. Like, you could have like we all could like these based off of like one color and be like, yeah, if their ego's out of shape or something like that, we can just get like a green crystal or something, or like, you know what I'm saying, basically.
Yeah. But that's kind of difficult because that requires us to have like different colors of jewelry and stuff.
Yeah.
Not for the jewelry, just for like a specific crystal, like a regular, basic crystal. Doesn't have to be anything like fancy crystal. Just like one crystal we could have for one thing.
You just carry it around.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, boom. It's an idea. It's not official yet. We're just coming up with ideas,
I kind of like that. Like having like a little
multicolored crystal like necklace or something. Like
Yeah.
have all the colors on them.
Basically, yeah, like have a rainbow, like just buy like we all could buy like a rainbow, like oh yeah, that's what we could do. Like we could just buy like a crystal that we all sync up on, basically, or like we all agree upon. Like we just have it with us. Like it'll be like a pointed quartz one maybe, or some shit. Like it'll be like a certain color that we all carry that we have. Like that's our like talisman. Like how like the goal, like the referee and shit. Like when someone does something bad, they throw up their flag. Like, yeah, this is a red flag right here. But like they won't know because we'll be just like flashing it up or something real quick.
Or what if we have like a code phrase?
Looking from my wallet. A code phrase that.
You know what I mean?
Have like the butterfly feed and ask the people how this makes them feel.
Or something like koi is make up a like have a designated hand trip before a hangout or something. Like in case like one gets compromised, and then we can always like have like a fresh one after every hangout.
Yeah, that's right.
So talk about hand mudra.
Yeah,
yeah, for like.
What about the 777? You know how it's like that? Okay, well, what if we use like how we use the gun emoji, 7, to where it's
That's the script mudra.
Let's start running the script mudra. But
no,
it's
like
that one, it needs specific placement for you to run that mudra.
Oh, okay.
But like if you're just pointing at someone, that's still sending like certain energy as you're pointing.
And I think it's also not like really coy.
Yeah, I always notice when people point at me.
Yeah.
I was thinking
I'm sorry.
I was thinking maybe we should use the CCC, but then we can like maybe like tilt it up or something, or like have it down when like it's a certain one, and then like when like we need to just like watch out for someone to be like up, but then if it's like we need to like really do some like ego taming, then we could do it down or something. And you could just kind of like brush past your face or something with it, or just have some sort of like where you just move the
Do it around your ear like this, so it makes sense for
Yeah, you just like if I was just like doing that or something.
Like,
Just like you're scratching around your ear, but you're actually doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're making this scene.
And that way, it keeps like the stealth and everything involved.
Good idea.
I think what could also be like really stealthy if you have like different phrases, like Brandon talked about the colors of the crystals, but we just implement those in kind of our sentences. Like if the topic is around crystals or whatever, and then all of a sudden someone first says, "Hey, I have like this usually white crystal, but last night it looked so red," and so
Nice.
this
I
way
like that.
everybody
Like a certain like
know.
phrase word or like a
Yeah.
question to ask.
And like it just depends on the color. I think we would like need to agree on a certain color, which means certain stuff, and then we could also say like, "Hey, no, my candle like was red yesterday, and I have like red candles on my altar," and like stuff like this. I think we could like make phrases with colors to many different situations.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a good idea there.
Very coy.
So we just need to like agree on different colors and their meanings, and then we need to like really listen to what people
Have the
say.
idea of school.
And then with that too, then we can have it so where like we can have a certain phrase that we could say, like just basically like switch out the color then as well. And because it shouldn't be happening too often, so it's not like somebody's going to really catch on to it like that.
Yeah, that's right. And we could like always change it up. Maybe we should have like a mutra for if we say something in this direction, but we don't really mean it. So if the topic is actually like crystals, and we're like saying, "Hey, I have this blue crystal which looks red now."
Okay, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
So
like we just bring up a certain topic, and we're like, "Yeah, these crystals," and like, "Yeah, red." Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I like red crystal, blue crystal, and green crystals.
Right, definitely. Like, yeah, that's something like write that down.
That's definitely a good idea.
That's why we have these hangouts.
Have blood crystals.
Someone has something else important. Like even like we could be talking about like tea, be like, yeah, I was really vibing off of like that green crystal tea or something, like.
Yeah,
oh, I love tea. You could have like different tea names mean different things. Be like, oh yeah, I had some oolong tea the other day. And like, you gotta be careful about this. Be like, oh yeah, Jasmine's good too. When you're like, oh, this person's an agent. Okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. You'd be like, wow, these guys really like tea.
Wow, these guys fucking tea.
Jessica, you're still muted if you're trying to say something.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
I was just saying we could do all types of wordplay. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Imagination.
Like secret agents.
We are ninjas.
So this for now, so like we can keep thinking of ideas, and then we'll talk about it on the 3-man chat a little bit more, like to like get that locked in place. But this is things to like keep, just keep thinking about so that we can like really like start getting this stuff in place for later on, especially
keep growing on it.
Yeah.
My vibes. This is exciting.
We could even, if you want, we could have another hangout and then review it in that hangout. We'll review it after.
Okay, so the next thing we want to talk is having CIT rituals. Like really getting on like us syncing up. Like we don't have to sync up at the same time, but time throughout the like thinking of having bi-weekly, like maybe like on Tuesdays and Saturdays to keep the energy like fluctuating out and like rippling out.
Right.
Hey guys, I'm about to head out off here and eat dinner. I'll try and join back with you guys if you're still going afterwards.
How about, bro?
Vibes, brother.
High vibes, guys. Full love.
Vibes.
So where were we? CIT rituals, bi-weekly rituals.
Yeah, I like the idea that he said Tuesday and Saturday.
And Saturday, yeah. I can do it, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Why'd you choose those days?
High five. High five.
I'm not sure why I chose those days. I feel like those days like would be good days to send out like energy to keep it like on effects till the next day that we do it.
Mm-hmm.
High five.
It's like 3 days in between.
Oh man.
Like everybody's counting the days between.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Should we do like always just the same stuff, or maybe in 1 month we do Tuesdays shielding and Saturdays high vibes or something like this?
I like that. We should also have we should try to sync up on the moon ritual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are then like extra rituals, right?
What
Or
is
if
the
they-
next one? Next like.
So with the moon rituals, like we could sync up on it for the community, like start putting our intentions on like something like one like so like for like when the new moon comes in, like what we're trying to bring in for the community and full moon, like stuff that we're trying to like cleanse out of the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nice.
That's a plan.
So we can also set it up to where like it changes what we like the different rituals that we do bi-weekly, but one of them should be something that we do every week regardless, like maybe the Saturday, because I know that's already like the RTM ritual day. Like if we do have a main ritual, that's the day we're supposed to be doing it anyway, so we can have it on Saturdays, that be one ritual that we always do, and we can decide which one that we want to do on that day.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
On the specific ritual?
Yeah.
We could make like a sequence, cause like we could make like a sequence where I don't know if we use certain tools like maybe like tea light candles or whatever, because those are easy to get, pretty cheap, and we could make it to where we set it up like in a triangle, and we can have that representing like when we light the fire, we could use the fire to send out that fire heat protection, and then we have it in the Trinity motion to send out balance, and then we could put a rose quartz in the middle to send out full love, and that way it could be like
Water.
So with using different things like fire and water, if we're gonna like use those like intentions, we also have to set like what do we mean by that, because everybody has a different understanding of fire and all that. So we might not be thinking the same thing. So if we're really going to sync up on those things, we would have to also set what aspect of it we're going to be syncing up on.
Yeah, I think like the goal should be clear, right? Like what do we want to affect, and then everybody can make their own intentions, but it has the same goal, so it's
Exactly. That may be more stronger and more accurate.
yeah. Yeah, I think like one time of the week we should be like on shielding and protection.
Okay, so I feel like that would be a good one for the main ritual that we do every week would be for shielding and protection of the community.
Yeah.
How vibes to that?
So with that,
what all elements do we want to like put in there? Like what different things do we want to have part of the ritual?
I think like Jessica was saying, like with the sequence thing too, as well, have like a specific coding sequences. I mean, like the 777, the 000, and depending from there, that's like the ritual that Lee was talking about before, the and like the fire meditation where we're all linked together.
Oh yeah, I really like that one. I still use it, where you imagine the fire going into like the seven, and then also the chain link.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we can use that one.
That.
Let me see if I can find it in the chat, and that way, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should have like an instruction thing for every ritual we do, so everyone is in the same goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like to say, set up exactly how we even like start the ritual, like the steps and everything. Then once we even sync up on the steps too, that's gonna magnify the effects there.
Yeah.
So, to get a recap really fast, so we're gonna do rituals at least twice a week, and one of the days is gonna be Saturday.
And the other day, Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay. Saturday and Tuesday, and then one of those is to send out high vibes, and the other one's protection.
Yes.
Got it.
Shield and
Which one's
protection.
which? The Saturday's protection.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
Shield
sense.
and protect.
I think we could do like on Saturdays the protection, and on the Tuesday whatever is like for the current situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
So it could be high vibes, cleansing, balance.
Whatever is needed right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Monday before, like so that we'll already have it set for what we're gonna do for, because it's gonna do it at different times.
Yeah, we can like set
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I like that.
That'll get the intentions sending out. Definitely. Like having it like before you're, instead of because sometimes it's good to just flow into a ritual as well, but like when you have like the intention set already, then it's like on point. I don't know.
Your intention.
Spontaneous rituals.
Yes.
But yeah, so that'll definitely work. And then also with that, because I know I wanted to talk about CIT affirmations that we'll be doing. Like, so this goes into the shielding as well. So this will help us get to sync, like the protection ritual Saturdays. I actually have a set of affirmations that we can do beforehand, and affirmations. 44 times.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, can you guys? Can you hear me now?
It's still really quiet.
Oh, now can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright, so basically, we have these affirmations right that we're going to say 44 times before we do the ritual so that we can sync up and link up, basically. That's going to be community awareness. We have, make sure that Jessica also write down these in the specific order that I'm saying it. Like, it'll be from the top to bottom. So, first one will be community.
Already on it.
First one's community awareness, strength, balance, and then RTM, and then love. So community awareness, strength, balance, RTM, love. And with that, we can definitely sync up more and definitely get that energy synced up with all of us, and that'll help us all, also get the formation. But yeah, definitely it's gonna help us turn up with one level.
High vibes to that.
Because we are the expert. Yeah.
And then, so then also with the affirmations, if you all ever feel like you have a good mantra or different affirmations that you feel like us as CIT can start using, and then also keep in mind that later on we'll have different affirmations that the whole community can use. Like start to bring those ideas out so that we can, check that have the right catches behind the right order. But we'll start actually making certain things that basically so that there might be like on the CIT.
I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear him?
No.
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 But you can hear
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
But anyways, so I'm vibing real high right now. What a good beat. But anyways, keep in mind that this is going to be for, for later we'll have one community, but right now this will be for us. Just keep in mind, that we're going to basically show the community later that they'll be syncing up on. But right now this is one that we'll have, and they'll have one, of course, so that we all can sync up together, basically. So yeah. What's the next part? I can do some Alright, so the buddy system, yeah. So we got the buddy system, so that's how ideas basically how it's gonna work. We're gonna explain it. So basically for the buddy system, what it's gonna be, we're gonna have a rotation set up of us that we're going to be keeping track of, so that way every one of the CITs will be staying in touch with a specific amount of connects. So that way we each are working on connects and talking to them, getting to know them. But then we'll switch it up. So we'll have a cycle basically where we're switching all the connects with each one of us. So maybe a few weeks, we'll have a set time for the weeks that we talk to these connects, we get to know them and stuff like that. Also, so that way they can know us. Each one of us, but that's why we all information that we see with people and things like that, or what, and that way we can right, this person is this way. We gotta make sure we can help them out this way, so that way, you know what I'm saying. So if there's a connect that's low in vibration, we all take the data and information of what we learned and stuff like that, and we can apply, what we need to at the IT. Them, say, we're all there's a main hub, right? There's that spot where all our information is sent to. This is our round table, basically.
It's a little hard to hear you, brother.
Yeah, same.
Starting to pick up now.
The vibes.
Every time I just try to talk about that round table.
Anybody want to go ahead and talk about what you feel should go on with the buddy system?
Yeah, we could I was thinking that maybe we could create different lists and then rotate those lists,
So should it be 2 or 3 CITs to a few people, or 1 to a few people and then the other person to a few people?
How many connects there? That all depends on how many connects there are, and who we're all gonna agree. Okay, what best place that we feel which connects we can talk to. All that stuff. There are right now, there's not many right now, of course. Later in the future.
Yeah. First things first. Let's get a list of the connects. That way we can figure out which way, what would be easier, how to divide it up and all that.
Yeah, definitely get the list of connects, like all of them basically, and then we can turn be like once we know how many there are, then we can divide all the basically who's going to be talking to and stuff like that. Then the rotation. How many weeks would you want to talk to the like connects?
You could do 2. 2, 3.
3.
So 3.
3.
3 is a good number.
Okay, 3.
Yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah. So 3 weeks we'll go then with that. We'll do a 3-week rotation so that way, and I'll also keep the energy flowing so that way save you once
Nothing becomes stagnant.
Yeah, exactly. Positive energy and motion. Any other ideas that we have for anybody system that anybody want to like that or?
I'm not sure if I got like the whole thing, what you said.
So often, that's another thing that I want to talk about real quick. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure you guys
Kinda.
All right. So basically, is the communication. How often you're going to be talking with them as well. It's going to be important to stay in touch with them on maybe once every other day basis, or depending on the situation that you feel. We're going to have to make sure that we communicate with them. Make sure that whatever we feel that is necessary for them, or slowly help guide them to be in those higher connects at some points. That they're going to be doing what we're doing one day, not all of them, but we'll have the time for us to relax and remember we got to put in the work right now. Yeah. We got to make sure we're communicating and definitely focusing on that they're doing good, they're staying on track, they're doing the ego checks, asking them the questions that need to be asked. If they're having problems with the agents, how's it feel? What happens with this next one? You're like, all right, this is what you do. You do the ego check. So that way, that chain link that starts from the middle, it's spread out and it becomes like a spider web, basically. And it becomes strong in that foundation. It's really strong. Yeah, just make sure to communicate with them. Make sure they're doing good, basically. Like having a family. You talk to them, you got up for breakfast, and you've seen your mom or your dad, you're like, hey, yeah, you're doing good. Like, yeah, real good. Pancakes. Got a glass of OJ or whatever you're doing, for the breakfast.
Whatever
Yeah,
you do.
exactly. Where's the other words? Oh yeah, that's another thing too, is talking to the lower level connects that are outside of the community as well. We also have like that broken up too at some point. Get the list of those so that we know who's who on the outskirts of the community, because we have the main community that we have basically on the outside too. We gotta have the yin and the yang. While we're giving the yang to the connects are more closer, on the outside, we make sure that we're still keeping away and then they're in the middle. The shadows parts of them, you could be in a room right full of people, and like there's the main group of people that are talking, but then there's a lot of people in the back that are kind of sitting in the chairs, like they're at the party and stuff, and they're really interacting. So, making sure that like, hey, come on, over here, got some high baba tea. Me at this buffet, let's go. But
Honestly, you're my friend to me.
yeah, anybody got ideas on that? Any other thing that you want to add, to the buddy system and like
I think while we're like while we're buddied up with people, we should kind of actively help them, like maybe track their dreams, help them get lucid. Like,
say that again.
Make sure they're like staying on top of their game.
Yeah, kind of like basically helping lower level connects like stay on top of their like lucid dreaming, or just kind of like other habits too, like like maybe like meditate with each other or something.
Yeah, like helping them rise up basically, and like making sure that they're doing good too, and like help guide them. Yeah, we can definitely do that.
So is it like do the other connects know that we make this kind of buddy system, or is it just for us that we know we have it and we just connect
This is
on?
something that we're going to know right now. Like the like guidelines and stuff will be for them. This stuff will be for us to know as CITs because we don't want to be like telling them that like we got to keep ourselves coy too when we're working behind the scenes because we are working behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, okay.
So, like
Yeah, that's
like
right.
you think of a secret.
So
Go ahead.
if we say that we have like we focus on lucid dreaming and meditation stuff, so it doesn't, so it's not too obvious if like we switch a rotation and then all of a sudden the next guy is talking all the same stuff to me. You know what I mean?
So basically, you just be flowing clear as to what you're actually talking with them about, but just making sure that you're like helping them in whatever situation they are in to like start rising up. Like maybe they're having trouble with meditation or they're having trouble connecting with others. Like that's where you come in to start helping them with, in your own particular way with your experiences to help them with a wider perspective.
But I want to say that I think like the most important thing is to at the end of the day, like actually talk to these people without like trying to I don't know being a shrink, kind of have like a true chance to connect because
like resonate. I feel like what makes us all like CITs and like doing this is because of all of our like abilities to resonate with like different
I feel like we're all honest people here, so like this is kind of against the grain to kind of be like doing this kind of stuff, but it is something that has to be done so we can like actively help people.
Yeah.
But don't let that like make you not genuine.
What I was going to say is like we got to think about both aspects, the light and the dark aspects of it. So like like this is like something that like normally we wouldn't really be doing like that, but at the same time, like we have to be able to maneuver in that way so that we can see what's going on, because otherwise we're only getting part of the picture. Like so, we have to be able to maneuver in both the light and the dark, in order to get the picture and actually bring it all together as a whole. There's different things. So as CITs, like eventually, we're going to be coders, so there's going to be different things that we're going to have to be able to do. So this is basically kind of just like training to see, because when it starts getting deeper, there might be times when we're up and out going like real non-physical and stuff. So this is just to get us physical actually doing certain things, like basically get those certain like we're programming ourselves to be able to do different things that we would have to do as coders.
Don't need the rules of the game.
Did you all hear that?
Yes. Well, I did.
Yeah, kind of.
We have to basically like learn how to basically do what they do so we can understand it better and then do what they do but for the right purpose, for spirit basically.
Yeah,
So
overstand.
Yeah. It's like, playing both sides, but really you're on your own side, but that side's for spirit.
No, that's the whole thing.
But go ahead, you were gonna say something.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we got to make sure that we're really like just like connecting with the connects, because that's what we're supposed to be doing as a community, like really connecting with them, letting them know like that they can connect with others. Because I feel like right now a lot of the people in the community are afraid to start connecting, or they're dealing with certain programs that's stopping them from connecting. So like people think like we're programming the matrix, we got to make sure that we're getting just on a basic level, we should be connecting, really resonating with each other, vibing together.
It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, it's fading out.
It's like our reality just started shifting like it doesn't think it's well.
Okay, can you all hear me now?
It's better.
Okay, so basically what I was saying was that we got to make sure that we're really connecting with all the connects, so that they know, like, because a lot of them are afraid, they're dealing with different programs about connecting, you know. And so as we're actually reprogramming this matrix, we have to be able to get people to see that they need to be connecting as well.
Mm-hmm.
But does anybody else have any more ideas about the buddy system that we should add in there?
When are we gonna get the list of connects? Like, who's gonna set that up?
I can help, and I can ask Astro. I can go ahead and look and like who's all in the Threema and like match up their IDs and all that. And another thing I was thinking is that we'll get basically a list. What is it, like? How many CITs do we have? Like 9, 10? Well, basically, how many CITs we have? That's how many lists I'll get. Like I'll like create. That way, like some of us will be talking to like the same people at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we are 10 CITs right now.
Yeah, so that we can like kind of like stagger it. Like we can.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I think we should also look out for, like, if the body system, if you have like a rotation system,
Like
then all of a sudden, like, you stop connecting with them. That's not the point, I think. So you need to make sure that you don't get all of a sudden all the connects you have to deal with. Like over time, you will have to contact everyone.
True.
So if you stay connected with all of them, you have to contact everyone at every time. Like that's getting.
Can I add something about that? I think a way to like help alleviate that is how we're getting like several buddies, like maybe like a group of, well, depending on how many there are, but perhaps maybe on top of like the one-on-ones, like maybe getting your buddies to like kind of interact with each other, so they kind of, you know, start connecting with each other, and then, you know, they kind of come in with someone as, you know, their buddy, if that makes sense, like the buddy system.
If we limit them and do like a chat, it's necessary.
Yeah, exactly. Like have, you know, have a hangout with them, with your buddies. So that could be a way. So like when we rotate, it's not like, oh, they're gone all of a sudden. They'll still have, you know, the person they connected with.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, we're not gone. We're just...
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely we can do that. And so that also still be connected with the whole, like, when we're seeing different people together. That'll also help, like how Corbin was saying, after a while, that like,
It's hard to hear you, brother.
Yeah.
So basically, with that, it'll help out in the same aspect of like when you have them talking with each other. Like we can also that'll help eliminate as much messages that we're getting from all the connects, because over time, like we're going to be connected with all of them. But there's going to be times where we can't actually like talk with all of them. So that'll help out there and get them connected with each other as well.
Yeah, like the list will help you be like, oh yeah, oh man, should really message this person. You know, I haven't talked to this person in a while. Vibes are high.
All right, so is there anything else anyone wants to talk about with that?
Good.
Can't think of
All right,
anything.
so the next thing on the list is talking about hibernation.
So,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, so like, we're gonna do a website, right? And what bit like, what are we gonna make the website off of, like Wix or something, or?
So for the website part of the programming, I guess that I will code this myself.
Mhm.
Nice.
I think I will do like a content management system, so you will be able to log in later to an interface and like add stuff. But I think like the basic thing we will do all like, or I will do by hand. So we have like full freedom of what functions we want to have and stuff.
Very cool.
It was my gratitude, brother.
Gratitude and
All of this
Yeah,
coming
so
together.
so basically it's a question like what do we want to have on this website and what should be like the purpose of it.
I think when we last talked about it, it was gonna be like it was like an outlet for basically like all our different like expressions. Like now Brandon makes
kind of like
incense, Brandon
social
sells
media.
chocolate. Like
Oh yeah, I like the True Connects information, basically.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
True Connects connect.
But it wasn't like a specifically like just a spiritual like store. It was just kind of like our undertone is spirituality, but then there's all kinds of stuff that like more like
Yeah.
open market would be like browsing like videos of random stuff.
Yep. And we can also use it as kind of like our own social media platform, basically, and eventually, attract more people. Like do like live streams and certain things where we're either discussing information or sharing certain products or services.
Like decoding some stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
breaking it down and like it's pretty cool.
That'll come later. But really, with the website, what we're trying to focus on now is getting like all the content centralized into one area. All the True Connects, their YouTube videos, their stores, like all that in one place, where it'll be a lot easier for everyone to find all the different information that we're actually putting out. Instead of having to go to different places, they can just go to one spot and see from there all the different things that are going on.
That sounds great.
So yeah, I don't think it's just up to actually getting to where we're gonna make the website now. Yeah.
Corbin, didn't you already get the domain?
Yeah, I have the domain already.
Sweet.
So yeah, basically I just need to lay out like what how the functionality should be and how everything comes together. So do we want to have like just like for the shops, do we want to have the shops of the connects on the website like implemented, or do we want to have like just links to the shops?
I think we should just do like links to the shops.
So
Yeah,
I feel like we should have the links, but also have like a description and everything there as well. Maybe like a little
Like profiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Or we would help them make all
What
intro
if-
videos like the vibration and be like, yeah, this is my website, this is my channel, I talk about this. Alright, one good idea, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Their website and YouTube.
No, like the site will have the links, but we all make an intro video that will be on the Vibration, so that way like it'll have like our little clip with the link below it. And it'll be like, yeah, I'll be like, my name's Austin Colson, I do this, I talk about these things, or like this is my website, and like have a link basically below that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, so we all can basically like be putting our faces on one web page right away. People are like, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tell people what you're about, and then they'll check out your stuff.
I think like the profiles.
A little bit about yourself, but not too much, because like people be trying to watch and like do shit. Cause people be crazy out here.
Everyone's always in a rush, yeah.
Yeah, I think we should really do like those profiles of the connect so everyone can check out what we are doing, and especially
Mhm.
like so we all have the like our services at one place. So if
Yeah.
people are looking for incenses or yoga or whatever, then they know where to find it. I think
Yeah.
what could also be a good idea is like a blog. I think like on the RTM website right now could be good if you have like a blog there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we even want to move it from the RTM page to this page because it's like kind of the same thing now.
Mhm.
Maybe you should talk to Astra about that.
Mhm.
You said moving the blog to that page.
Yeah, like just the entries from like the connect on the page so that they post it on the Viber Nation page. I think we could also like double it. Doesn't really matter.
Well,
Like
yeah, I'll definitely talk to Astro about that. But that'll probably be a good idea to have the blog there, so that way they can get that information there as well.
yeah.
So with this, so then we're also
Yep.
going to need to, so whoever we're going to have on the website, like with their channels or their products. So now we need to like get a list of all those people and all their stuff, and then contact them to talk, tell them that they need to get an intro video made and all that, so that we can start moving forward with that. So that should be what we need to get done in the next week and see who's all going to actually be on there and get them to actually contact them to see that. So that'd probably be the first step in order to get all the information on.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, one point I'm not really sure about it, but kind of do you think we could raise some funds for this project? Because on the one
Yeah, we
side, like
definitely
you
some
need to
funds.
pay the domain and the hosting and stuff. On the other side, like especially the coding part for me is like a huge time investment.
So with
Yeah,
that,
I'd be willing to put money towards it.
Yeah, I'll help you fund your coding.
I will help.
Me too.
Like also not
yeah,
just the CITs, but like the maybe you could ask for the connects or stuff. So not on a like just
once the
if
site is made, we can definitely start getting donations for that page to help basically
yeah,
get it funded by those.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
that would help. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, another thing is no, never mind. I just remembered something that canceled out that. Oh, I answered my own question. Donations for the page.
And then also with Viburnation, what type of responsibility? Because we're gonna split up like responsibilities of the site, like so for administrators and what we're gonna do with the site. Like who's gonna like be the person to make sure like whoever's on the site is keeping up with their content, or who's gonna like be the person who receives the emails and checks the emails. So like we need to set up the different responsibilities of the site so that we can have that work it out. So not one person. So one person isn't doing everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think we first need to lay out like the design of it and how it should look like, and then we see how like every part needs to be moderated. Yeah.
Okay. Because I haven't really done anything like that, so I figure Corbin, you probably know a lot more about that stuff.
Yeah, it's like my daily job, so should be good. No, like I will like if you have ideas for the layout and the design, how you imagine it to look good, then of course you can send it to me. But I will also like try and sketch some designs for it, and then we can start like setting it up, and I will show you just each steps like so you can give me a feedback on it.
Cool. Sounds good.
Also, if you have like ideas, I think we could maybe also do like a Viber Nation logo, like combined with the RTM logo or something. If you have ideas for that, Good for you.
Like a V and an N next to each other, right? Bifurcation, and then
Yeah,
it's kind
something
of
like
like
that.
they're close together, and you flip it. It's like something about a
I'll have a pair of sleepy.
I don't know. I'll think about that.
Yeah, we all can think about different designs and different logos, and then we'll come together again at the next meeting and decide on each logo and everything. So I can remember,
Yeah.
or maybe the next meeting, once everybody gets their logo, I can just see what we want to use.
Excuse me. So hello?
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so we only got like a couple more things to talk about, guys. I know everybody's starting to get a little tired. The next thing we wanted to talk about was so this is just an idea of what we might go in the future, but everybody, all the CITs, we should start looking into intentional communities and start seeing like different options for that, because this is something that we might start doing in the future. With all the RTM houses and everything that we're trying to get set up. So I just want everybody to start doing your own research and seeing what you can figure out about it, so that we can come together and get more information on that.
On what type of communities? Like on just looking on different.
Intentional.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be on the notes too.
What does this like exactly mean? I'm not too sure with the words.
An intentional. Yeah, I'll Google it. I'll get it. It is. An intentional community is a planned residential community designed from the start to have a high degree of social cohesion and teamwork. The members of an intentional community typically hold a common social, political, religious, or spiritual vision and often follow an alternative lifestyle.
All right.
So like
Our
our own
vibes to
RTM
that.
village, basically.
RTM.
Like our own community.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
That would be so high in vibes. I can see it now.
I know. Like they have a picture of like all these people holding hands in a circle. And it's like, yeah.
I just want to ask real quick, have any of you been still like continue on Steam it, and if that's going well still or whatnot?
Oh man.
Oh,
What'd
I
you say?
check that out.
Have any of you still continued on Steam it?
Oh, I was actually thinking about that. I was gonna post on there either like today or like tomorrow. I'm just thinking about that. I need to get on that website.
I've been on there like a couple of days ago, and like the value of Steam went up. I've noticed.
It went up?
Yeah. I think
Could you send me the links? I'll probably try to get in there myself, because if there's a possible way to make currency, like we need to start doing that too.
Seriously, yeah.
Just need to like put like quality content on there.
Yeah, because I think if we all like, we gotta start getting the currency too. I think that's one thing we can touch on too. That's gonna be important. If we're gonna be moving, doing any of that stuff, first things, we gotta get that currency flowing so we can have available tools for free currency, or something that we can do. We gotta take advantage of that situation so that way we can, increase our currency. Because we may be doing some stuff here and there, but we're gonna need the currency to do all this, even more sophisticated stuff later. And we want to make sure that we don't have to work for people anymore or go to jobs. We want to make sure that we have a place where we can actually, have time for our spiritual practices and getting connected and having the houses and stuff like that, because these guidelines and all these rules are setting up for that. But we're also think of the Trinity. The Trinity can't be whole without one part of that segment. It's like having your rings. if you don't have all parts of your rings, you're missing out on something. So that currency and electricity is what helps connect them and like make it magnetized basically. So that way we can actually do this. So like if we can take advantage of that, like definitely do that. Like look into things that will basically just take advantage of Steam if you can. If it's generating you free currency, like definitely do that. So I probably will now. I think I can add it to my phone because I have enough space, so I'll be doing that here.
So that's that.
Yeah, I just confirmed an account on it.
Oh, what's that?
But I think it's still like pretty hard to get like to the point where you can rely on the income. Maybe
No, it's just extra.
The point is that it's extra cash. Like, yeah, it may not be like something to sustain you, but like on the side, it's going to be giving you that currency for something. If you need a pack of incense.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I was just thinking maybe we have like better chances if we like combine our inputs into one account and then share it, so we get one account really like popular. Like we could think, for example, of an like Viburnation account.
Oh,
and then
Like
we
we
all
want to make so that we're hitting different angles, from everywhere. If it's just one, then it's just one. But if we have all different accounts, then we're gonna reach out to different people, because everyone's gonna have a different vibe, basically, to what they're saying, and people will be attracted to those frequencies. Because everyone's gonna be, depending on the people that find the videos, they're seeking a certain frequency. Just like if they're not ready to find Astro's videos, they're not gonna find him. But when they're ready, that's when they find that certain person. So like having a wide range of different, every one of us doing what we can to basically generate currency that all build up pretty fast as well.
I'm gonna get under.
And I was also thinking that we could do like, how you were saying like a Viburnation account. Well, we could also do like an account where people could, donate money to help us get land.
I think someone talked about
Kickstarter. So that goes into the next section that we talked about there with the RTF houses and stuff. Trying to see like who's all trying to move in, who's doing that. So that once we do that, there's going to be things set in place for saving up for that land if that's what we want to do and everything. Like so, like yeah.
You guys hear us?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. So who is moving?
Yeah, that's one thing we're gonna ask. Like, who's like if you guys were gonna move or not? Still, like, just like
Yeah, I'm moving to Oklahoma in 2 months. October 31st is my last day here, and I'll be up there, and I'm gonna make more efforts to connect with Tammy and of course Austin, and Austin. I believe Lee is. Huh?
Malik should be able to
as well, but that kind of depends on like everything that's gonna happen.
Alright. Because like we're just trying to get like possibly see what's gonna go on, because like then within those houses, there are gonna be guidelines for who's gonna be kind of head of that household, so that if there's problems and things like that, that someone's gonna be able to resolve those problems as well. Because if people get a house and stuff like that, and there's a problem there, someone has to be able to resolve those problems within the house. Because you gotta have that order, otherwise there's gonna be chaos, and if there's chaos in the house, then there's someone else that's gonna have to bring the order basically. So that's why there's got to be somebody in that house basically that is able to, if there's a situation between two of the connects, that they can work it out and resolve it. Because if can't have the problems being rising without having that order, so that way people will be not following rules or being disciplined. Because like when you get the houses, whenever you do get the house and things like that, it's going to be a lot of responsibility now. Because these are the steps that we are taking. All these rules and all these guidelines are building that cornerstone, and us being responsible at CITs is what we have to do now. Because if we continue to not do anything about what we have and all the possibilities and opportunities to grow, as CIT and like having a round table and doing all this stuff, it's pointless if we're not going to take any action physical because people need a place to see because they're so tuned into it. So we have to start, branching out our available resources and things that we can do now. And it's time to get, sophisticated, basically, tune up and like turn up, basically, at CITs because this is what we're here to do. As we continue to grow and our team grows and we're taking steps in the physical, we have to, always continue to push forward and move past the goals and the limits, reach those goals.
High vibes to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna move out there, and I know Lee was saying like he was gonna wait like six months from now, like prepare and stuff for 6 months, and then he just said that it depends, but like basically I'm gonna go out there to save up money for like the next goal, for like a year or so, or however long it takes, really. But really, I just need to know like where we're if we are going to try to get land, where are we going to try to get land? Like I know some of us talked about Colorado, but we also have to think about the weather up there and stuff like that.
Well, it's not about like don't worry about that stuff. It's just like as long as you just put in forth the effort and things like that, just make sure to resolve things. Like we can do anything as long as we just like have that order within ourselves, and just have those chain links firmly strong and like don't bend them, don't allow outside sources to bend the links. You want to make sure that you control your links. Be like Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
When you move to a new place, like you don't really need to be worried about how the weather's going to be and stuff like that because you're moving to a new environment. Like you pretty much adapt pretty quick. It's about what intention or purpose are you actually doing.
The goals, yeah.
Yeah.
It might not be, like it might be a little bit colder or hotter, but like does that really matter in what you're trying to do? Like this is just a step path to get to what you're trying to do.
Like if we wanna have the things that we want to be able to enjoy ourselves later in life, we gotta do this now. It's like we're not getting any younger. Let's be honest about that. These bodies have a time limit, and we gotta make use of that time because you gotta think time is energy, right? Say someone lends you the energy and stuff like that to do something, you have a certain period of time to use that energy that's given to you within spirit, mind, body. Of course, there's different like aspects to it, of course, but like your body has all our bodies have a time limit, so we gotta start making use of that because we ain't gonna get any younger. So if we can do this shit now, we're gonna be able to do it. But we have to be able to help each other.
Vibes.
Alive. So I know Lee, you said you were going to be moving out there. Like, when would you be planning on moving?
I'm probably gonna be moving like the soonest, probably February. So I know like I'll have like everything that I need, like, and everything set up by then. And just as I say that, like the window blinds just went up.
So like us doing this like intentional communities and us like linking up with each other and stuff like
44.
I have vibes. That's 44. Well, I guess this kind of goes into like the next little point, productivity. Like I just want to make sure that like we're coming together to be productive and stuff because I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of concerned about like us Austin Chabrowski's kind of like intent with moving in and everything.
You see, and that's another thing too is that's why I was saying you gotta have that order within the house. Someone's gonna have to, if you guys do move, someone's gonna have to be in there that basically says, all right, if this is gonna happen, it has to be basically, disciplined. And that's why, like, even in the community chat, the community chat can be like just like being in the house together. You're talking, you're doing all these things, and if someone's doing something they're not supposed to, you got to bring that fire on them, basically. Like, hey, you're not supposed to be doing that, or you got to be making sure that you're keeping the balance within things, because like the house is gonna have to have balance. The energy and everything like that. One person just can't be doing like other things. It has to be a team effort. Like that's.
Yeah. That's what the community is for,
But
basically.
we'll talk to those who are going to be moving, basically, when the time is right here.
Okay, well, like, I guess why I was concerned was because he said, like, his goal is to go over there and like be with us and stack up money, and then he's gonna go to Colorado and start his like career and stuff, and and I was saying like how like we like could possibly want to get land somewhere else, like the options are like open.
Yeah, that's totally an option that we're
And
looking into.
yeah, and he kind of said, it doesn't matter what, like he's gonna hear. He knows he's going to Colorado.
So with that as well, like with you guys moving in, that's another thing about working with the lower level connects. It's like getting them in tune with what we're actually doing as a community.
Yeah.
Get them to see the bigger picture as well, because he might not be seeing the bigger picture right now.
True, and like I'm sure he'll realize it, especially with like the time that we have to prepare.
But yeah, for sure. Austin, when were you thinking about moving out there?
Me moving out
there.
What'd you say?
You're already there.
Yeah, I'm here.
The house I was looking at was like not too far from his. Like, he knows the street.
Yes.
That's good.
I'm close.
I want to get a bike, and I'm just gonna like go down to your house, or you can just come down to mine.
Whatever.
Always.
That'd
Be
be awesome.
turning up with Tammy as well. We'll get Tammy.
Dude, yes,
We'll
Emily.
come over to the same house.
Yeah. We can create an altar together.
We can do some.
Coco.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna have my least child.
Yeah, that's pretty much all we had to talk about for the meeting. So now, we can just wrap it up or whatever. I know everybody is pretty tired from going over everything.
I have maybe one more little point. I was planning on maybe doing an RTM meetup in Europe here in like next year.
That would be so dope.
Yeah.
I want to like plan like beforehand, so I would organize most of the stuff, but I want to get like a date out for all the connects, so you guys can book flights and stuff, so it doesn't get too expensive. I think it should be like the date should be fixed rather soon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
definitely love to.
Which date
be awesome.
is good for you guys, or like I don't know in America how it's like with holidays and stuff, or the other connects. What would be a good time in summer?
See, I don't really celebrate holidays like that, like Christmas and stuff. I would do it for the food, because it's food. But I know that like that's when I can get the most time off, and I know that's like generally. So like we could try it for sure. The holiday.
But if we're gonna do it in Europe, we gotta make sure everybody has enough time to save up enough money to do something like that.
True, and we are making like
Like
moves.
a month or whatever, and be like, hey, need these days off.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it would depend on how long we are trying to stay out there.
Yeah.
I gotta renew my passport.
I don't even have a passport.
Yeah, so just like a question on how we should approach this.
Alrighty, I'm gonna write that.
That'd be awesome. And like some of us will be able to take the same thing.
Try some German yeah, Corbin, like, you know some good spots to eat over there? Like,
Yeah, sure.
I'd be like, you gotta show me all the good spots to eat, brother. Like, I'd totally just eat some, like, German food.
I'm down for some good food.
Authentic.
Like, some authentic German food. Like,
Yeah, I can show you. We could even cook like some
send me some
authentic German
pictures.
food.
I'd be like, yeah.
The pictures of food.
Actually, don't send me pictures. I don't want to get spoiled. I actually just want you to show me some in person. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, let's go eat. Some, be like, yeah, let's go for a show, man.
Yeah, but generally, do you think like it's possible in 2018, like in summer? I think like August or something, or is it too early already? Should we go for like later or in
Pretty sure, like, we can
2019?
just set a date on August, like what, like, midsummer, like, October. I keep on messing my words. I was gonna say August.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yes.
good.
Yeah, so I think August would be good for me. I think I can only like take off like up to 2 weeks. So any longer you guys, you are on your own. Like you can stay at my home, of course, if you are here in Germany. But like you're off your own and you're
You're a trip.
But you will survive.
I'm sure. We can start it on the 1st, so that way, like, depending what time you want to take off the days that you want to have for, like, basically the meetup, so that way we also can, like, start buying the plane tickets right away next year and stuff like that, and so we can have the time to go do that, yeah. So that way the plane tickets will be really cheap, and then we can just save money for, like, you know, buying food, a bunch of stuff over there, basically.
Yeah.
You know, have a good time and things like that, and they just connect and get to see, you know, Germany. Yeah.
I think it also really depends on like what we are trying to do. Then if you like go in out in nature and go hiking and stuff, then it's not so expensive.
Cool.
I mean, we could even like drive to Italy and stuff. So I mean, it's all close around here. It's not like that big. If you look at it on a map, like the United States are way bigger. But there's a lot more hills here.
I love hills.
I just want to explore Germany.
I wanna. Oh man, that flight is gonna be so awesome.
Yeah.
I love flying.
Yeah, right. So I will check like on a date, and then I guess I'll write in the chat, and then we can say if it's good or not.
That's definitely gonna be a nice trip there if we all get out there.
Yeah.
That's some good.
You should probably start planning all this in May, like a couple months before the actual day.
Yeah.
So probably by then all the chicken stuff will be a lot cheaper.
I'm looking at some of the German food, just like when I Google like German food, like I'm just looking at some of the stuff.
Wait, what are you looking at there?
My grandma, she can cook some.
Brats and yeah, just like a lot of food just looks really good. Also, because I'm fasting too, so like I'm.
Oh no! It's all the food. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna head to bed now. It's 2 a.m. here. All right, so day and night.
Hello, brother.
Bye.
Great night. See you later, brother.
I think I'm gonna join out and get some food to eat.
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
I know, I got so hungry. I was like, we gotta stick it through. But yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat. My full love family.
Dogs for love, gratitude, peace out, stay true.
Yeah.
Yakui.
Yeah.
Yeah, so me and Brandon are gonna get. Yeah, we're gonna leave as well. Yeah.
And
So we got talked about. You know, we did what we had to do. So yeah, we got more and more work got us to be done. So yeah, definitely.
My vibes. I'm gonna make the notes pretty and I'll update you guys.
Thank you.
And my gratitude, sister, for taking gratitudes.
Of course, full love.
Love for real times. Be safe.
LinkedIn. Stay shielded out there, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
You too, sister. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Now.